So this is what the script should look like so far. We've obviously got set float, set integer, set float, etc. They're all matched to these private variables, and it's accessing the save script and the correct values in there, and obviously saving those. Now, in terms of these booleans, there is no way to actually set the player prefs as a boolean. All you have access to is a float, an integer, or a string. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is basically convert these. Okay, so in void update, in fact, I could probably do it inside the save script.saveZone equals true. Okay, so I just press enter there, and we're going to say if save script dot and what is it? It's knife, isn't it? So it's have knife. Probably do this in order. Have knife is equal to true. Then we're going to set the private integer of knife. So we're going to set knife equals 1. Okay. And then let's just copy these few lines here. Press enter, and then we're going to say else if save script.haveKnife is equal to false, then knife equals 0. Okay, now we need to do that obviously with the other booleans, so let's just copy all of that and press paste once, twice, 3 times. Okay, so this one is going to be, in fact I might actually take these else out because obviously that might get confusing. As it's running through those, it's wondering why there's so many else ifs. I think if should be fine on these. So we're going to say avax next, I think. If avax is equal to true, then ax equals 1. Avax is equal to false, then ax is equal to 0. Then this one is avbat. So now bat is equal to 1. Avbat is equal to the value of false. Then bat is equal to 0. So bear in mind we're just turning it into an integer. And finally, avgun is equal to true. Then gun is equal to 1. And avgun is equal to false, and gun equals 0. Okay, great. So now what we can do is use that as an integer. So we can just copy this bottom line, Control C, and then obviously we can just paste this in 4 times, 3 and 4. Okay, so set integer, and this is, what do we call it? Knife, wasn't it? Knife is equal to the value of knife. Okay, so whatever knife is currently set to. And then obviously we have axe is equal to whatever axe currently is. So obviously it's just getting that from there. Now player prefs set int, obviously what it's doing, it's actually accessing the player prefs file and just reading these values and setting those. So then we've got bat is the same value as bat, and finally we have gun, which is equal to the same value as gun. Great. Okay, so now we've set up all of those variables, and there will be a few more variables we will add soon, but for now I think that's a pretty good amount. All we have to do now is the final piece of the code is actually save these player prefs. So to do that, we're going to say player prefs dot save with a capital S, and it is a function, so it will automatically know to do that, and that is all you need to do in order to basically save that file. Okay, and that will be saved onto your computer. If you want to find out a little bit more about that, just go to your help, scripting reference, and just type in player prefs. There we go, and obviously this will pretty much tell you all about, for example, where the files are stored, all the different methods that you can use, etc. There's not a great deal of methods to use. We've obviously just set float, set ints. We've not set string because we didn't need to. Soon we're going to be using the get float and the get int to retrieve that data. Okay, so yep, that's going to be saved now whenever we press S inside of one of those save zones.